everyone, welcome to day 2 of Mishmas. I didn't even introduce you guys to my Christmas bear mug. For those of you that are new here, this is the mug that I whip out every Mishmas. It's got that little bear. You saw it in the intro, but I just wanted to introduce you to him officially. Christmas bear. I get so excited to use him during Mishmas. He's so cute. For those of you who don't know, I love bears. I love them. They are my spirit animal. Anything with a, preferably a brown bear on it, I'm all over it. So anyway, this is the Christmas bear mug. So I'm drinking the Altisio espresso from Nespresso. That's strong. I think this is stronger than yesterday's, which was like a double espresso. This is stronger, I think, than the double espresso. Let's see what the Nespresso site has to say. Yeah, full-bodied and creamy, 9 out of 12 intensity. Yeah, I'd say it's very intense. It's velvety. Okay. Latin American blend. Roasted and chocolatey. Yes, I would agree with all of those. Amazing. Yes. I'm cheating this morning. I don't have my pajamas on. So yesterday, I just woke up and came down, and filmed the intro, but I had to go see my trainer yesterday. So doing that, and then I had to go back upstairs and change or whatever. Anyway, I felt a little bit rushed, so I was like, let me just change. Come down. I'll put the robe on so we still have the same feel, and I'm a little bit chilly, but we have the same feeling for Mishmas mornings. But I'm gonna go see my trainer again this morning, so I have my workout clothing on, but a robe on top. So yeah, so welcome to day 2. I have to go see my trainer. Let's open up these advent calendars and I'll be back after I get back from the gym. Okay, so I decided to stand up this advent calendar since it's so big. I still can't get the full thing in the frame. But anyway, let's move on. Here is day 2 down here, and we've got, I just dug my nail into it. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've got a beautiful votive. This is the ombre or the amber scent. Really, really nice. Perfect for the winter time. Nice, and the scent is actually very, very warm. It's not just a warm candle. Anyway, lovely. I love this scent. All right, day 2 for Oak Essentials. Let's see what we've got here. These are such big boxes. Let's see. Ooh, what's this? We've got the Dew Body Oil. Ooh, let's smell this. It's got a nice pump. Oh, nice. Really, really light, gentle, kind of like spa fragrance. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, day 2 for Benefit. Let's see. I know one was up here. All right, wait, was there more? No, let's go to the second level. Oh my gosh, where are we? No. Oh, it was right underneath. Let me spin this around. Okay. Oh, there's 2. Get Unblocked. What is this? The Pore Clearing Makeup Removing Cleansing Oil. Oh, nice. I know they sent this to me in PR. I didn't get a chance to use it, unfortunately, so this will give me the opportunity to test it out. Wow, that's amazing. I love it. Okay, I'm back from the gym, and what I wanted to talk about today, just very briefly, is some sexy scents for the season. So I feel like my taste in perfume has changed over the past few years. I used to love, all I used to wear was Jo Malone Grapefruit. That was it. Jo Malone Grapefruit this, Jo Malone Grapefruit that. That was it for probably more than a decade. And when I started this channel, it was Jo Malone Grapefruit. And because of this job, thankfully, I have been sent a lot of perfumes. I've been going out and trying new perfumes. Anyway, my scent horizon, I think, has grown quite a bit over the past several years. And I've really, really come to love warm, deep, fall and winter appropriate scents. And so I thought I would share with you 5, not new to me necessarily, but I feel like over the past few years, I've talked a lot about fragrances, the same ones over and over again. I've been very, very repetitive, and not that I think anything is wrong with that, because I do love those fragrances, but I've talked about the Harmonious Hypnotizing Fire, You guys are probably like sick of me talking about that one. You're probably sick of me talking about Diptyque's Orilla. So anyway, my point is I wanted to bring you 5 new-ish, new to this channel, fragrances that I've been loving for the colder, cooler months. And I'm going to start with the Tom Ford Black Orchid Reserve. Now this is actually the perfect illustration of a scent that I remember when I first smelled it, and not the Reserve, I think just the Black Orchid. I remember when I first smelled it, and I was so excited because I loved the bottle. It was so beautiful, Tom Ford, you know, the whole thing. And I was like I felt like I was choking. And they sent this to me, and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to like this. And I sprayed it, and I was like, oh my God, I love this. I love this fragrance because it's actually, yes, it's much deeper and warmer and a lot sexier than say like a grapefruit or citrus or like a really clean, like white linen kind of fragrance. It's not that heavy to me anymore. So I wanted to just give you the notes, and I'm going to refer to my notes about the notes because my addled brain can't remember anything anymore. So this one, the top notes, truffle and bergamot. So those are actually pretty, well, bergamot is pretty light. Truffle probably isn't. The heart notes or the mid notes, black orchid accord, which is very velvety, lang lang, which is creamy, banana-like floral, and then ghost orchid accord, which is an airy, cool floral nuance. And I think that is probably what keeps it from being like too heavy, if you will. But let's get into the base notes. The base notes here, patchouli, which is deeper, a dark chocolate, tonka bean, and vanilla. And I think all of those just sort of like round out the other notes and really makes it very, very warm and inviting, because I feel like there's a lot of warm, deep, seductive, sexy scents out there that aren't necessarily like inviting. They're a little bit more intimidating, but this is very inviting. This like asks you to come in for a hug, come in for like a long, lingering like cheek kiss. You know, I think it is very, it's just very, very seductive. It's very seductive. So maybe we haven't gotten to sexy yet, but it's very, very seductive, and it's very, it's just very, very inviting. I feel like people, like they'll come into your orbit, they'll smell this, and they'll just want to stay a little bit longer. But that's, I can't believe, I smelled it and I was like, I can't believe I didn't like this fragrance before, but it is incredible. And the longevity, I feel like is there. I put this on maybe just like one spritz on each wrist, and done. I didn't have to like put any, I didn't have to refresh, nothing. I could smell it like a lot throughout the day. So the next fragrance I wanted to mention is probably the fragrance that I got that prompted this video, because this is the Memo Paris African Leather. And I have 2 other Memo Paris leather fragrances. One is Ocean Leather, which I like. It's not one of my favorites, but I like it. And the other leather fragrance that I have from Memo Paris is the Sicilian Leather, and I love that one. That one has like these top notes that are very fresh, slightly citrusy, and then the leather really comes through, and it just feels like late summer. Like you're just driving through the countryside of Italy in your convertible, and like, like the old leather in this like vintage convertible is kind of coming through along with the landscape. Anyway, I love that one. And so I was really excited to try this African leather from Memo Paris. And let me read you the notes for this. So the top notes, cardamom, which you guys know I love. I'm eating generally, but I do also love the scent of it. Geranium and pink pepper. So we have a little zest there. The heart notes, patchouli, cinnamon, and rose. So we're continuing with like the spices. And then the base notes, leather, of course, oud, amber, and musk. And so it is very, very spicy. It is like a spicy leather. And I just think leather to me is so inviting. I always think of like an old library with like those old leather club chairs and old leather bound books, like that kind of just like old worn in leather. I just love that fragrance. I think it's so inviting. And then you add like a little bit of like the spiciness of like cardamom and cinnamon. Oh, it's so good. I think this one is just like out and out sexy. This is a very, very sexy fragrance, but you do have to like spiciness. You do have to like a little bit of leather. But this Yeah, this fragrance, I feel like this is the one I'm going to be wearing like quite a bit because I feel like I could wear this like day and night. But I do feel like a lot of warm fragrances and fragrances for the cool weather, I always kind of like relegate to the evening time, but I'm going to start wearing them during the day also because they're just so good. Oh, but it's really, it's the spiciness that I feel like, it just makes, it just makes this fragrance so sassy. So yeah, I love this African leather from Memo Paris. All right, next I have one that is, the newest one to my collection. I just got this in PR and I was so excited. So first of all, this is from Letta and this is from Stephanie Letta here on YouTube. Excuse me. Great YouTuber. And I was so excited when she came out with her own fragrance line. I mean, it's just so well done. Look how beautiful that bottle is. And the label, I mean, it's just gorgeous. Anyway, I believe this is her third or fourth fragrance. Just so exciting for her. And this one is called 8 Cafe Josephine. And I was excited because right off the bat from like the packaging and everything, I knew that it was going to have a lot of coffee in there. And you guys know that I love coffee, full stop. I do love the scent of coffee. I find it intoxicating. I mean, the association between, the scent and like a hot cup of coffee in the morning. I mean, it's everything. It's everything. I love it. And what I have found generally is that I haven't really been able to find one that is just kind of like middle of the road where, it's a little bit sweet. You get kind of like a cafe latte kind of like scent to it, or you walk into a coffee house and they're like whipping up some like frappuccinos or whatever. Or there's ones like the Montale, Montale. I feel like I'm mispronouncing it. I'm sure I am. But I got their Intense Cafe, which has a lot of like a coffee notes in there. And that one is very serious. It's not a sweet fragrance at all. And so I've been looking for one kind of like middle of the road. And this one does it. I was so excited. It has, let me just share with you, the top notes: toasted almond, coconut milk. Okay, so we're pretty sweet. The heart notes: coffee, brown sugar, froth milk, espresso accord. And then the base notes: Madagascar vanilla, caramelized amber, and then sandalwood. There are a lot of sweet notes in here, but I feel like it's just it's very well done. It's very, very well done. It is, no doubt, it is sweet. There is a sweetness to it, but it's not, I don't know, there's some that are sweet in a very literal way where you put it on and you literally just smell like a Frappuccino. This smells like a fragrance. This smells like something that belongs on your body. And it's really, really pretty, but I love it for the colder months or whatever. Again, a hot cup of coffee, kind of like doing your nesting routine in the morning. Like it just has that feel for me. So anyway, I just wanted to mention this one because I love coffee. I love coffee scented fragrances. And yeah, this one is a really, really good one. And then the next one I wanted to mention is from Fleur. This is Cherry Stem. And this one actually surprised me how much I like it because, like I've said repeatedly on this channel, I don't really like, super sweet or like, overly fruity. Like I like citrus, but I don't like overly fruity or really literal kind of fragrances. Like when I see Cherry Stem, I don't want this to just smell like, a bottle of maraschino cherries. And while this definitely has a cherry notes in there, there's also, I feel like, a wood and a leather. Actually, let me take a look at the notes here. So top notes: black cherry, orange brandy. So we're pretty fruity there. Heart notes: red freesia, sugar jasmine, plum nectar. So fruity. And oh yes, and then the base notes: ebony woods. Yeah, warm caramel, and then soft leather accord. And I think that's what saves it for me, are these base notes. It really just like anchors all of the other notes. Otherwise, I feel like it would just be too sweet, almost too heady, where you would feel almost dizzy smelling it. But this has those notes, which I feel like make it like a little bit more grounded, like I said. And I think it adds that little bit of sexiness, that little bit of maturity to this fragrance. Oh, but I really, really enjoy it. The longevity It's not as, definitely not as long as that Tom Ford Black Orchid Reserve. It is, I would say all day, but it definitely fades by the end of the day. I wouldn't say like I wake up the next morning smelling like this, but yeah, I would say it lasts throughout the day. Decent longevity. So that is the Fleur Cherry Stem. All right, and last but not least, I've got Proem from U Beauty. Now, this is probably the most different from these because this is the lightest fragrance, but I wanted to throw one in here because I do feel like this one is seasonless. It's just very sparkling. I feel like whenever I spray this and whenever I wear this, I feel very sparkly. And that's the holidays to me. You know, something sparkly, something like when you close your eyes, like little fireworks go off. That's how I feel like when I wear this fragrance. It has, let's see, lychee and rhubarb as top notes, heart notes, rose, magnolia, jasmine, and then there are some like more woody and earthy base notes, vetiver, pistachio, and pink peppercorn. And you know, I guess I would describe it in the simplest terms. Yes, it is sweet, but it doesn't, I don't know, it's like you can't put your finger on it. I don't think it necessarily smells sweet like a food or sweet like a floral. It just has a sweetness, it has a brightness to it. And it's warm and inviting in a completely different way. I wouldn't say this is very seductive. It's a little bit more flirtatious, if you will. It's sexy in a more like roundabout kind of way, but it's just a little bit more fun, if you will. A little bit more fun, maybe a little bit more like office party appropriate. Maybe you're not trying to like pick someone up that evening. Anyway, but yeah, I really love this one. It's very sparkly, it's very bright, it's very flirtatious, and I think it's seasonless. So I thought I would throw it into this video. So anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video, today's Mishmas video. Those are, I guess, like an updated kind of like winter faves, winter fragrances that I love. Let me know what some of your favorites are down below. I love hearing like your favorites or any sort of like recommendations that you have for fragrances, anything, even if you feel like maybe it's more like appropriate for spring, summer. I've just, as you guys know, I've just really gotten into fragrances over the past several years now. I'd say like 4 or 5 years. So anyway, always appreciate your engagement. Thank you so much. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.